All right, everyone. So welcome to this CryptoClash game tutorial. So we're just going to go through some of the gameplay features, some of the UI features really quick, just to kind of show you guys how everything works. So when you first open up the game, this is the screen you're going to see. Initially, for people who are first logging in for the first time, the auto login button is going to be disabled. But once you log in for the first time, where you have to put your Epic Games username and password, once you do that for the first time, this auto login button will then be available, so that every time you open the game, you'll have this auto login button where you don't have to put your username and password all the time. It'll just literally just bring you straight to the game. There's also this leaderboard feature here where it brings you to the website, which shows all of the top players. And then we also have this help button. So this will bring you to a website with some useful information. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on this auto login button. And then this will bring you to the main menu. And in the main menu, you have basically two game modes. You have what's called an unchained clash and a chained clash. Now, chain clash is when we have blockchain transactions available in the game where players can earn crypto. So currently this mode is not available in the MVP. This is an MVP, an early access game. So this is still in development, this mode here. And you know, we need to grow our team and get investments to you know, continue with this project. So so this mode is currently not available. What is available is the Unchained Clash. The Unchained Clash is basically, you know, the free multiplayer battle royale style game. So we'll go through that soon. The next one here is Crypto Prize Info. So Crypto Prize Info, if I click on that, this is basically a promotion that we're doing. We're giving away $150 worth of crypto every week to a random tournament winner. So all you have to do to be eligible for this is put in your Twitter name. So you have to follow us on Twitter. You put in your Twitter name, your email, and then you put in your wallet coin. So we're going to give either Bitcoin or Ethereum, depending on what you choose that you want. So for example, if you want Ethereum sent to your wallet, you would pick Ethereum. And if we pick you for the weekly prize, you would be sent $150 worth of this Ethereum to this wallet address that you would put here. So again, there's no strings attached. You literally just have to follow us on Twitter, fill in this form and click continue, and you'll automatically be eligible for the weekly prizes. And then we also have this settings. So here, nothing special. You can choose your screen scale that you want to play at, your screen brightness that you want to, you know, you're more comfortable. And then you also have the controls. So so to move forward, backwards, right, and left, it's the WSDA keys. But you can change any of these buttons to your liking. All you have to do is click on the button that you want here. So for example, if I click on W and then I'll click on, I don't know, G, so then it'll set the move forward button to G, but I'm going to leave it to W for now. If you do have a gamepad, you can change these to gamepad buttons as well, if you prefer to use a gamepad. And then eject is if you want to eject from the game, just exit the game. And if you do see a bug, so this is actually important because this is an MVP, so there might be bugs because it's an early access game, and it would really be helpful if you guys see a bug or something. So you can just click on this report bug button, and it'll bring you to a website page, and you just fill in some basic information about what you saw in the bug, and then and that'll help us, you know, basically fix the problems for future releases. If you need some additional help with other features, you can click on this help button here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Unchained Clash, which is the free multiplayer battle royale games. So there's two modes here. One is solo Cyberstorm, and the other one is Hollow Squad. So kind of self-explanatory. Solo Cyberstorm is if you want to do like a solo battle royale style game, and Hollow Squad is if you want to be like in a team mode, where you're set up in squads of 3. So basically, you'll have 3 players per team, a maximum of 3 players per team. So I'm going to go ahead and click on solo Cyberstorm. And once you do that, you have 4 characters that you can choose from. So you have this character Leo, Trinity, Raven, and Maverick. So you have these 4 characters, and you can basically choose your skin for each character. So once you click on choose skin on the bottom here, you can scroll and see, which skin you want. And then once you're happy with the skin that you like, you can just click select, and you can click play to start the match. Raven also has different skins. So you can choose Raven. Maverick also has some cool skins you can choose from. The only one that doesn't have skins right now is Leo. So Leo is the only one where we have to add more skins for. This will be done in future versions. So once you click a character that you like, you click the skin that you like, then you just click on play. And once you click on play, what's going to happen is you're going to have this start matchmaking status. And what it's going to do is going to try to matchmake you to a server where the ping will be minimal. So in other words, your delay, your lag is going to be minimal. So currently there are only 2 servers that we have. One is in Virginia, USA, and the other one is in Frankfurt, Germany. But we do intend to expand in the future. And what's happening now is that it's searching for other players. So for solo mode, we need to have at least 3 players to start a match. So once 3 players are basically waiting in this searching stage, once we have at least 3 players, then that'll go ahead and start the match. So currently it's still searching because we just released the game, so there's nobody there yet. But once there'll be more players, this searching process will take less time, and you'll be able to be match made quicker. Also here, it shows you the latest crypto prices, the daily prices here. So that's kind of, if you're just bored waiting for the searching, there's kind of just this little market update on the crypto markets here. So that's basically it. So let's go ahead and go to the gameplay section now so that we can show you how to play the game, the objectives, and some of the stuff that you can do in the game. All right, so now we're in gameplay, and this is how the game basically looks. So we have this very open, large map here, and your objective is very simple, just to find opposing opponents and take them down, right? That's basically your objective until you're the remaining winner. And of course, if you're in team mode, it's the last standing team that wins. So let me just introduce some of the HUD here, what's happening on the screen. So if you look at the top left, we have a timer, so it basically counts how long you've been playing in a game session. We also have the number of kills that you have so far. On the top middle part of the screen, you have 3 gauges. So the left gauge, the green gauge, is your health. The middle gauge is a hand shield gauge, which I'll explain in a second. And the right gauge is a body shield gauge. So basically the body shield is what basically decreases before your health starts decreasing. So it's like an extra shield for your health. That's why it's at 0 right now. I don't have any body shield, but you basically have to pick them up around the map, and you fill your body shield. Now, going back to what the hand shield is. So if I'm in hand combat mode here, as I am right now, and I press the right mouse button, you're going to see this shield pop up. And this shield, you can see that the gauge on the top, the purple gauge, is starting to decrease. And this is decreasing the power of the shield. Now, what is it decreasing of? This is basically protecting you from shots, from gunshots from opposing opponents. So if your shield is at maximum strength, and you can see when I shut off the shield, that the shield starts regenerating on the top. If your shield is at maximum strength, it means that you're protecting you're going to take least amount of damage. But if I'm using my shield and the shield power is decreasing, you're going to take more damage from gunshots. So basically, you shouldn't keep your shield on the entire time that you're playing, because then you're going to be at 0 shield, and then you'll take the point of the shield will be useless. So try to keep your shield power at the maximum to to protect yourself from opponent gunshots. And then to the top right, we have the number of players that are currently in the game. So currently I'm just by myself. You can see it's 1 out of 30, and 30 is the maximum amount of players that can be in any game. On the bottom right, we have your inventory. So there are 5 items that you can store in your inventory. So these include weapons and items that we'll talk about a little later. And then the F key, that's your hand combat mode. So basically when you're in hand combat mode, as I am right now, this is where you can unleash a barrage of combos to attack your opponents. And each character has a unique combo, and they also have a unique damage amount that you do for each combo hit. And in terms of usability of the player and what the player can do, the player can jump, they can run, you can turn with the mouse, you can aim up, you can aim down. When you have a weapon, you'll be able to aim your weapon. I'll show you that in a second. And also, if you look at the bottom next to the F key, right to the left of the F key, there's this glowing bar, red bar that's charging. And this is a charge attack that every character has. And this is basically a super charge attack that does a lot of damage against your opponent if you hit them. So I'll show you how that looks like. So if I were to press the R key, so R is to do this charge attack. So if you press it here, that's what she does. And every character again has a unique attack. And you can see that the bar now is now charging on the bottom there. It's starting to charge again. So once it's fully charged, you can do that charge attack again. Okay, next I'm going to show some of the other features that you can do in the game. So if you press the P button, it shows you the pause menu. And in the pause menu, actually, let me get a better screenshot here. Maybe like this would be better. So in the pause menu, you have some stats that show up. The number of kills, which you have here as well. The kills per minute, the shooting accuracy, and the damage ratio. Damage ratio is basically the damage you have dealt to other players versus the damage you have taken from other players. So this is a neat little stat that kind of tells you. There's more information about this on the website, but yeah, that's a nice little stat to know. You also have the resume menu, which just brings you back to the game, or you can just press the P button to bring you back to the pause menu. The main menu will bring you back to the main menu, and then you have your options where you have if you want to shut off the music or decrease the volume or the brightness of your screen. These are options that you can do while you're in the game. So that's the pause menu, and then to get out of it, like I said, you just press the P button. Then there's also a map. So the map is accessed if you press the Q button on the keyboard, and this is the map. Now, it shows you an icon of where you are there in the middle of the screen, the little arrow, and there's a bunch of, you can see red rectangular boxes on the map. Now, what are these boxes? So these are basically missile impact areas. So every minute or so, you've probably seen on the screen, there's this missile launched warning that comes up on the screen. You'll probably see it in a second here again. But every minute or so, there's a missile that's launched. And this missile basically impacts damage on those areas. And if you were to go in these areas, you'll inflict damage on yourself, on your health. So there you go. There you can see the missile launched warning that just came up. And when it comes up, you can see that it shows you the next impact point. It warns you basically that that's where the next impact point is going to be. So you should get out of that area if you're in that area. And also you can see on the map, I'm not sure if you can see it, but on the bottom right, there's this little drone flying. You can see it's in one of the impact areas right now. There's this little drone. And if you go and destroy that drone that's flying, there's a bunch of items and weapons and ammo that comes out of it. This drone doesn't attack you. It's just kind of flying around. But you do have to shoot it down to get access to all of those items and to all of those items and weapons. So so that's another piece of information about the map. And if you want to get out of the map, you literally just click Q again, and it brings you back to the game. And if you want to access it, you press Q again. So now let's look at some of the weapons and items in the game, how to use them, and basically how to, you know, engage with them in the game. So here, for example, the weapons and items are usually kind of glowing and shimmering throughout the game here. So here, if I hover over one of the weapons with the crosshair, you'll see the name of the weapon, the amount of ammo that it has, and also the star rating. And so the higher the star rating that a weapon has, the more damage it will inflict. So the maximum star rating is 5 and the least is 1. So this one here is quite powerful. And you can see that it's telling me to press E to pick up the weapon. So if I pick it up, it gets stored in my inventory on the bottom right there. And then you just have to press the number 2 and you'll pull out that weapon, and then you can start firing that weapon. If you press the right mouse button, you'll aim and fire your weapon here. And yeah, and then you basically go around the map. Here's a shotgun, so I can equip a shotgun. I can press number 3 here, and we have our shotgun here. So so that's how you basically pick up weapons around the map. Here's an ammo, so you can pick up ammo here. So this is ammo for the SMG. And so as I'm walking around the map, I can see these blue containers. So if you walk up to these blue glowing containers, they're spread all over the map. If you walk to them and you start hitting them, you can either shoot at them or attack them, whatever you want to do. So you can just attack these guys. What's going to happen, it's going to basically spawn a bunch of ammo and items and weapons. So here you can just walk over the ammo to pick them up. Here I have a cyber health shield, so I'll talk about some of the items soon. So look for those blue barrels wherever you can, and they'll spit out a bunch of items and ammo and weapons for you. And there's a bunch of items and weapons scattered all over the map as well. So here's a cyber shield. So we talked about the shield before. So if I pick this up here, so the shield, remember, on the top, on the middle top right there where it's 0%. So if I use this shield here, this cyber shield, it'll fill up 25% of my shield, as you can see there. So, and then there's other items here. Here's another item that you can pick up. So there's a bunch of different items that you can create. What's great about this game is that you have a lot of unique items and abilities that you can use that can really make the game quite fun and challenging as well. So here, for example, I picked up a cyber fly item, and I have 2 of them. So if I use this item, let's see what it does. So there you go, it's making me fly here. And while I'm flying, I can actually use my gun. So if you see an enemy somewhere, you can shoot him. So you can even go on the ledges here. There's weapons on the ledges as well. So here's the SMG that I was talking about. There's also a sniper rifle if you want to pick up a sniper rifle as well. And the sniper rifles, you can aim, and it'll basically be a crosshair to where you want to shoot. And here I picked up a cyber health. So this is a cyber health item. So this is if my health was down. I can use this item here and my health would be restored. But since I'm already at 100%, there's no health to restore there. Another very important item in this game is the cyber grapple, which is located on slot 1 here. And the cyber grapple basically allows you to throw it anywhere you want, so on any building, and you basically will get pulled towards that hit location. So in other words, it's kind of like a gravity item, if you like, gravitates you towards where this item went. So the way you use it is when you use your left mouse button, you hold your left mouse button when you throw it. So here, I'll give you an example. So you throw it and you hold your left mouse button and it'll bring you to that location. And then when you want to stop, you let go of the left mouse button. So so this is a great item if you want to, basically if you want to climb up buildings, or if you want to escape an enemy for whatever reason. So here's an example here. If I'm trying to escape an enemy, you can really use it to your advantage for many things. You can actually use it in combination with other items as well. So the cyber grapple is, I think, one of the most important items in the game. One thing that I did forget to mention is that you can actually take falling damage. So if you fall too high from a platform, you will take falling damage. Also, you have to be careful if you're using your cyber grapple, for example. If you're using your cyber grapple, so here you go, I'm grappling, and then if I fall down a ledge, actually that didn't occur, let me just go a bit higher here. So if I use the cyber grapple and then I fall off a ledge, there you go, you can take damage, as you see on the top left there. I took some. So you have to be careful how you use the cyber grapple item. Although it's very useful, you have to get accustomed to it, and to become an expert, you have to basically know how to use it. So another item you can use is called the cyber punch. So the cyber punch can only be used when you're in the air. So if you're in the air here, it does significant damage. So here's the cyber time item. And with the cyber time item, what it does is if I use it, now the thing is you can't see the effect here, but what happens is that people who are close to me within a certain radius, time is actually dilated for them. So it's cut in half. So you would kind of see players got hit by a missile here. So let me get out of here. See, you have to be careful to watch those missile hit locations. So yeah, so people who are close to you in your vicinity, time would be cut in half, and so then you would see those characters moving half the speed that you're moving at, and so you have this kind of advantage. There's also some buildings that you can enter. So here's one. If you go inside, there's some stairs. If you go in the rooms, there's some items that you can collect. So here, if you go up the stairs, for example, you'll just see some benches and then some items that you can collect here. I got hit by another missile. So I'll show you guys a couple of more items. There's other ones, many more, but here's a couple more. This one's a cyber ghost. So what this does is when you use it, it makes you temporarily invisible to all other players. So basically nobody can see you now for a bit of time. So that's kind of an advantage. But you can still get hurt though if they were to shoot you, but they can't see you. Another item here is the Cyber Protect. So what this item does is that after you use it and you get shot at, you won't get hurt. So this is kind of like an invincibility protection, but you can still get hurt by hand combat attacks and explosive damage. But gunshots, you're immune to those for a bit of time. And the last item I'll show here is the super jump. Actually, I'll do a combination. I'll do the super jump with the cyber punch. So, or the cyber jump, I should say. Cyber jump with the cyber punch. Yes. So, as an example, so here if I use this cyber punch and then I have my cyber jump, and here you go. I'm going to use my cyber punch item, and you can sneak up on players there and kill them as you're coming down. So this cyber jump is a really useful item. It can make you travel away from places quickly, or basically however you want to use it. But so these are just some of the items, but there are other ones that you can use. There's other weapons. There's also a grenade launcher that I haven't shown you guys. There's a pistol, and I think the shotgun. Yes, the shotgun I showed you. So, so that's it for items
Warning.
and weapons. And like I said, there's scattered ammo all over the place, and you can pick those up. You don't have to actually select them with the E key there. You can just run over them whenever you see an ammo. You can just literally run over them and you'll pick them up. So here's another barrel, and you can see here there's other ammo that you can pick up. There's the Cyber Time, Cyber Punch, and the shotgun here. So yeah, so that's it for weapons and items. Alright, so let's now look at the drone system in CryptoClash. So all around the map, usually on top of buildings, there's a bunch of drones, flyable drones that are scattered all over the place. So this is how it looks like. It's quite big. But with these drones, you can fly around the map, and you can also shoot some weapons from it. So the first feature I'll show you is here in the front. If you go to up to this panel, you can go ahead and trigger the back door here. So the back door will close, and if you come back here, the back door will open. Same thing in the inside here. There's a little panel here. You can trigger the back door from this panel and open it again when you click on the select key. So in my case, it's the E key. Now note that this is good if you're in team mode, because you can have multiple players come in this drone here. One can control the door and shoot from outside while the other one drives. So it's really up to you how you want to do this. So to drive the drone, you just come up to the cockpit and you press the select key, or the E key in my case. And now the drone is drivable. So you just use your move forward and move back buttons to drive the drone. You can go up and down. Basically, you just aim with your mouse where you want to go. Now let's look at some of the weapons. So you can see on the bottom right, you have a pulsed blaster weapon, and you have an infinite amount of this. So this is an infinite amount of ammo, so you don't have to pick up this ammo anywhere, and this is how it looks like. And the next one, the next weapon that you have is a missile system. So if I click on number 2 here, you can fire missiles. So there's the first missile. Oh, we had a big missile there from the impact points. But yes, here are the drone missiles that you can fire here. So these missiles, though, don't come with the drone. You have to actually find them around the map. So they're scattered all over the map. And then once you pick them up, just like regular ammo, they're just scattered like regular ammo. And then once you pick them up, you can fire them, and they can do massive damage to opponents that are on the floor, or anywhere for that matter. So you can switch between the pulsed blaster and the missile system freely. And then to the bottom left of your screen, you also have the drone health. So players can shoot you from anywhere, and you'll take damage for that. So, and if you take damage on the drone, what happens is once you reach 0%, the drone will explode and you'll fall from the drone. So that's what would happen. So here, to get out of the drone, if you want to stop flying the drone, you just press the E key again. So your select key, press it, and it comes back. You come back to your character. The door will open, and so then you can basically, if you want, you can fire weapons from here. You can use a boost or cyber jump item. You can basically do what you want to do. Or if you want to come back to the drone, you can come back here and take control again. So that's basically the drone system. It's very simple, and you have an aiming system here as well, just like your regular weapons that you would pick up around the world. So you have an aiming system here, just like the regular weapons. So that's basically it for the drone.